We need to warn Marlowe. Guys, right? She doesn't know what's coming.
Well, that is true.
Can you whisper her?
Yeah, I could. Could you also do it, Radovan?
Not at the moment, no. I have to prepare for it to know that I'm going to do it, so...
He doesn't have it named.
Does that prove that my magic's better than your magic? No.
Did you raise someone from the dead? No? Okay then,
That's
do
fire.
it.
No. I just put people into the ground instead. But anyway.
Look, if you could do it, alright?
I mean, I just wonder how strong this guy is. Obviously, he's killed dozens of people. And he uses a net. Do you think he has a
Oh
weakness?
shit, I forgot about the net.
Yeah.
Look, he's clearly... Here's the question. Do those bitches over there want Marlowe to win, or do they want him to win? He was a former captain of the guard. I mean, that's what we overheard, right, Cor?
Yes.
He was a captain of the guard. He won a bunch of times. He's now fighting for his freedom. Who do they want to win? That's one of the questions.
Who do the...
The sisters.
Oh, well, you don't know that.
That's what I'm
I
asking.
feel like they're gonna tell us, and if they do, they'll probably tell us the wrong thing to throw us off. So,
Right, that is the big question.
can't you make them speak the truth?
One of them always tells the truth, and one of them always lies.
Look, I have to prepare these things in advance to know to do them. So, and that doesn't mean that they will, not succumb to it. They could resist me. It's entirely possible.
Right.
Much like people can resist your charm, like that barbarian lady.
Well,
Pikachu.
she liked men.
What? I don't even know what that means. Look, all I know is that we can't trust anyone that works at the Coliseum. We obviously can't trust the ladies or the immediate family behind us. We could go to try to talk to the magistrate or a higher authority of the, that runs more than just the Coliseum. People in the actual governments. And then give Raisa a look.
Spider King, thanks for the follow.
You do have a potential ally in the king's courts. That ally being the king.
Shots fired.
Race
This is a color drain from Race's face as she off the ground.
Look, we don't know what kind of king he is. I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about him, obviously. But there's a chance that, he could help us. And we can get our just desserts and even keep Marlowe from having to fight. I guess that's the question. Do we want her to fight it, this guy, or no?
Well, I don't want her to die.
Thanks.
All right, Kia, whisper Marlowe and inform her of everything, if you can.
Sure.
Okay.
Ask her what she wants us to do.
She's gonna want to fight this guy. There's no question about that.
I say
Oh, so we have to go over there, right, Kia?
I am checking my distance right now. And how far I can be away from her. I just have to point towards her.
Jane, did you get a new mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got what we got.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, and your voice sounds wonderful. I just want to comment.
Oh, fantastic.
She's gone all Yeti on us.
Where is this? I have Whisper, right? It's not on my thing for some reason. Okay,
Do
well,
you have Whisper?
right? Yeah, definitely. I use it with Race all the time.
You have
Or
message.
it's message.
You have message.
Message.
Yeah, Whisper is different.
Okay, it's called Message,
Yeah.
but I still can't find it. This
Well,
is really weird.
It's medium range, so you probably
Yeah,
have to
it's a level 1 spell.
Yeah, it's not like
So I'm gonna have to get pretty close.
Well,
yeah,
say you
it's
go
basically
over the Coliseum.
it's 200 feet, which means she's gonna have to be in, and that Coliseum is huge, so she's gonna have to be in the Coliseum.
Oh, it's that big. Darn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I could just go and talk and ask if she wants a priest, and I'll talk to her.
For another 1 gold. That's what it's gonna cost you.
Yeah, message is like it's like a level 0 or something. That's why it's so limited.
Look, we need
Or-
to tell her. So I say we go and tell her.
Yeah, I think we should ask what she wants us to do and respect her wishes.
That's what got her into this mess. But yes, I agree. I respected her wishes, and it meant following some evil bitches. But okay.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because Radovan did in fact do detect alignment on these 2 girls, and they are evil.
Yes, I did say that to everybody. So
Okay, so all of you are going to head over to the Coliseum? Is that the game plan?
yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's do that then.
I feel like we need music from Gladiator right now.
Well, actually, we have gladiator. We've been having gladiatorial sound effects the entire time. Which is I have a Coliseum play track. All right, so you guys are going to head to the Coliseum. All right, let's take you outside. And Bane hasn't seen this place yet, has she? Not the map. So,
Ooh.
all right, here is the outdoors of Iridian. And let's move you guys there. All right, so you are here. All right, now you guys know where the Coliseum is. I mean, from here, it's it's a 15 to 20 minute stretch of the legs. Or do you want to get the horse and cart out and take the horse and cart again?
Horse and cart.
Alrighty. Okay, well, the stable boy brings it round. You load
Does it still
yourselves
smell?
up. A lot less than it did.
I was screaming at the screen when I was watching. Gag check! Gag check!
You were playing catch up? Alrighty. Well, once again, as you arrive at the massive portcullises, the first portcullis is raised, but just again, like before, the second one is down. As you approach, a familiar-looking face smiles up at you, and he says, "Oh, hello. Another late stroll, is it?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And just for formality, where are we going this evening?
Coliseum.
Oh, you seem to have a fondness for this place.
Quite the contrary, but a priest does what a priest has to do.
Oh, yes, I understand. Trust me, I do. There are many deeply religious folks here in Iridian, and if I was about to face probable death, I would probably want to confess my sins also.
Is the king, perchance, a religious man?
I believe he is extremely religious, yes.
Cuthbert's?
Pelorian.
Pelor?
Oh, he is indeed a devout Pelorian, sir.
Ah, yes.
Would
Son
I
and
be
goodness.
that bloody kind to you and make him a Cuthbertarian worshipper? He says, yes, so while we have a shrine to all of the major decent religions here in Iridian, and we do not indeed favor the city with a particular church, the king himself is a follower of the sun, as are most of his knights.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Well, enjoy your evening stroll here in the city, and keep yourselves out of trouble. Got our peace strings on, have we? Yes, good. Okay.
To show all my peace strings.
He waves his hand in motion, and you hear the as the huge portcullis elevates. Once again, it gets to about 9 to 10 feet, just high enough for you guys to get underneath.
Thank you.
He nods politely as you go under the gates and brings it down behind you. As you head down the streets towards the Coliseum. Once again, even at this late hour, Iridian is still bustling with life. There are people coming and going, walking around. The night watch are strolling around with their lanterns. The King's Guards, or the City Guards, are still walking around in pairs. you almost can't go around a corner without like just glancing around in amongst all the people. There's some, and sooner or later you will see guards. It's like you almost can't get to a place where there's not some within a few hundred feet of you. Once again, you come round.
My hood is up.
Okay, you come round past the market, which again there is no real life in the marketplace, but there are still a few guards wandering around checking on the stalls. As you come around and park outside the front of the mighty Coliseum.
Are the guards there the same that I recognized from the night before?
No, they are. One of them is the same. One of them is different. In fact, one of them is the guy that came out for the interim. If you remember when the first one went in to fetch that guy, yes. Another one came out and took his place. He's there.
Hail, guys. Well met.
He says, You, I suppose you must be extremely busy during the day.
Very much so. Right of Envernier, if you don't remember my name.
I don't remember the name, but I do recall seeing you.
Yes.
You came a couple of days ago, I believe.
We're here to see Orison, your manager, if you will.
Oh, yes. If you'll hold on a second. Okay, he opens the door and goes in. This time, there is no relief guard. No one actually comes out to relieve him. But shortly after that, the door opens, and yes, he says, yep, he says he's more than happy to see you. In fact, he had quite a smile on his face, apparently, when I told him you were here.
Prepare your piece of gold. I'm going to stay out here.
Okay, so you're staying outside with the horse and cart. Raisa, are you going inside?
I'll stay with you.
I'm just going to lean over to Kia and Raisa and say, aren't you going to message? Do you just want me to do it? I mean, you...
Oh, I thought you were actually going to try to talk to her.
Well, hey, that's the plan, but why are you guys staying out here?
Walls shut and stuff.
I don't know. Last time I went in there, I wasn't allowed in, so...
Okay.
Last time they allowed you downstairs into the entrance area to the jail, but not back there with the cells.
Right.
You would have been within 200 feet.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can Radovan would know
in.
that it's about, it's probably only about 100 to 150 feet from that door, so as long as you do it when you get down there. But you're right, they wouldn't let you through last time.
Okay, well, I'll come along, Radovan, as backup if you can't get in to talk to her.
We're in this together, guys. Race up.
Don't make me sing.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, let's dismount, tie off the horse and wagon, and go inside.
Okay, so you tie it to the post and head in. Once again, you're inside with all the pristine, shiny flooring. You recognize the double doors to the right that leads round to the bleachers where you can watch the barbaric sports happen. And to your left was the offices. He is standing there with a smile on his face, ready to greet you, holding his clipboard. He says, let's see, is your name on my clipboard anywhere? Let's have a quick look. Who was it you were here to see?
I'm just gonna give Kia a real disdainful nudge.
I believe Marlowe Raphael requested
Marlowe, let's see. I think there's something written out here to the side. I can't quite make it out.
I look to Raisa to give him what he seeks.
My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know.
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna point and I'll be like, I think it's right there, and I'll drop the gold right on the...
He kind of palms it into his hand and sings, oh yes, Mr. Rainier, that's what it does say indeed, yes. So you are here to see the young... I must say, I was quite impressed. I witnessed I've watched her the last couple of nights. I must admit I lost 2 gold on her the first evening, you know.
Well, is there an Ivan still on your register?
Ivan,
The man I came to see the first night.
Ivan Rodchenkov is not on the roster to compete. No, but let me check the. Let me check here on the back pages. Oh yes, he's still in custody.
But he's not dead.
No, he's alive. Well, his name's on this list. I assume he's alive.
Alright, well, let's see Marlowe, please.
Oh yes, follow me. Okay, he opens the door and takes you down the steep stairs, down to the huge wooden reinforced door, and opens it, where the jailer stands with his hands on his hips and grins as you walk in. He says, we have a confessional. This, he needs to see prisoner 7B. Oh, very well. Hold on a second then. Once again, you can't come any further, ladies. You'll have to stay here. I can only allow the priest any further. Okay, he opens the door to allow Radovan to go through.
I give my weapon to Reza, and my shield.
Okay.
Radovan!
So you voluntarily hand it over beforehand.
Tell her to go for the eyes. The eyes.
If that is her wish, I will, I guess, convey it.
Alrighty.
So I go and I follow.
Alright, he closes the door behind you and escorts you down to Marlowe's cell. She is in fact being moved. She's no longer in the big open common cell that she was in before. She's kind of like out to a little side section where she shares a room all by herself. Okay, so Marlowe, you hear heavy footsteps come clanging down the hallway, and then the foreboding shiny form of Radovan Rainier appears in front of the bars. And you're blinded.
Do I have to be foreboding? Can I be the pleasant footsteps or shininess? All right, fine.
Well, you know, you're a mountain of a man.
That's true. I am. Right.
I certainly wouldn't describe Radovan Rainier as a fluffy, cuddly visitor. Anyway.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay, yeah. So, the guy just nods and he says, "Here she is," and then he does what he did before, and he kind of retreats back about 20 steps halfway down the corridor to where he can see you clearly, but he's giving you a certain element of privacy.
Hello, Marlowe.
Radovan!
How
What
are
brings
you?
you to my humble abode?
Well, you see, apparently, if you didn't notice, you were promoted and given a rather horrible cover story.
Yeah, not too happy about that.
Okay, here's the situation. We have it on good authority that you will be fighting the champion of the arena tomorrow.
The champion?
Yes, the ranked champion, former guard of the king, killed 42 people undefeated in the arena, enslaved forever. You know. You know?
Interesting.
I guess the question is, the people, the women set you up, the twin sisters obviously set you up. I know it from my divination that they are evil bitches. And I say that with like a grimace. They're evil
Why
bitches.
would they do that?
Because they're evil bitches.
I wish in real life I had a genuine reason to say that line. From my divination, I can tell that they are evil bitches.
I love it.
That's why I
quote.
said it. Because I could never
That's
say
a
it. Yeah. Listen. We can try to get you out of the fight. But obviously, you know, Kia and Reza want, and I guess me to a degree, want you to make the choice whether you want us to try to get you out of this fight or whether you're willing to go along with it.
I don't really see where there's a practical reason for me to do this, but I gotta say, the champion. What's he in here for?
I honestly actually don't know that, but I can tell you he uses a net in combats, and he uses a trident weapon, you know, like a spear, a fishing spear kind of thing. So apparently he's quite adept at snaring his victims and then poking them to death. I'm sorry.
Don't like
Kia-
it.
Kia wants me to tell you to go for his eyes. I would agree, having been
Marlowe
in many
chuckles.
fights. Listen, I have no guarantees that after this is all done, that you will be able to leave the arena. That's my main concern, is that they're using you to kill this gladiator guy, and then you being the new champion of the arena will be in here forever. That's my concern.
Now that you mention it, I'm quite concerned about that myself.
So, do you want us to try to get you out of the fight, or do you want us to leave you in that fight and then try to get you out of it after the fact?
How would you be able to get me out?
We'll take some leaning on the rogue of our party. She has a connection to the city, possibly, which I would obviously want to exploit on behalf of getting those sisters to get their just rewards.
Have you talked to Raisa about this?
She seems to be non-compliant. It's not something
At
she
her.
would want to do. But I haven't yet had the conversation full about it, no.
Well, we wrote out that we wrote out a contract. Didn't it say that it was only 3 fights?
We did, but it was for 3 fights to repay a debt that would not put you in a ranked situation. So here's the thing. The people of this Coliseum are clearly corrupt in some form. Obviously, we know this because I had to give a gold just to see you in a bribe. It is clear, I believe, that the sisters that set you up have some arrangement with the people of this Coliseum to fix fights and execute people that they don't want to fight, and so on and so forth. So, in that way, our contract will probably be, the contract that we signed will be null and void, or disregarded, or not taken seriously, unless we go to a higher authority, like the rogue's contact in the kingdom.
My fight is today. I don't know that you could get in to see the king before that.
Well, again, it's, if you think you can handle this guy, we will obviously wait until after the fact to see what happens.
I do agree that this corrupt facility needs to be brought down, but I am willing to fight.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will say, go for the eyes, trip the son of a bitch. Go for the groin, always a good place. If he's a guy, you know, it works.
I love people giving her battle advice.
What's funny is they're giving her battle advice like she is a girl and she's going to fight. I'm surprised you're not saying pull his hair and scratch.
Hey, I'm just, for the record, the last time I saw Marlowe was in a real way besides the fight was when she was jumping up and down and hopping around when he raised the dead, okay? So to Radavan, she is like a little, like, you know, an anime. Yeah, you did it, Radavan, you did it. So, alright.
Oh, llama.
And
Just
going for
good
the
luck.
eyes is legit, because then he couldn't
Hey,
throw
it is,
his
totally.
net. Yeah.
Try not to get snared, Marlowe. Maybe use your weapons. You have those weird sickle things, right?
Commas, but I don't think they will allow me to bring them in. I did say I didn't need them.
Well, it's a gladiator fight. They'll probably let you use whatever you want. Use it to cut the rope or something, the net, you know?
That is a good idea.
Well, think about it. And I guess we'll hopefully see you free tomorrow after the fight. And not, you know, dead.
Yeah, when people die, you have witnessed that they tend to just hurl them down a pit, like old trash. Maybe
Is
you're
there
allowed
a-
to reclaim the bodies, who knows? Maybe that's what they feed the tigers on.
Ooh. Is there anything you want me to convey back to Kia and Risa?
Just make sure that you guys get the money if I don't make it out.
I will make sure Risa gets the money. And I guess may Cuthbert bless you and good luck.
I'd rather be blessed by you, Radavan.
Aww.
That's actually really sweet. not to piss off my god, I, on behalf of St. Cuthbert, bless you for good fortune in the next fight. Will that work?
Thank you.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna like shrug my shoulders and walk back.
Okay, the jailer escorts you back to the main door. And lets you through. Offers his hand for you to head up the stairs.
Yeah, thank you.
Her plastic Boba Fett helmets.
Alrighty, so once you get up there, Arston looks at you and he says, likelihood that she might win? Slim to none, I would think, unfortunately. At least she has the good sense to realise it.
Yes, this whole system you're running is fucked up. Just want to say that outright.
Well, I understand that the gratuitous violence of the Coliseum isn't for everybody, but it does serve its purpose. Gives the less fortunate denizens of the outer city and the city something to kind of give them distraction from their general day-to-day unpleasant lives, and it also does a lot for avoiding any kind of street violence. People tend to get their fill watching it in the Coliseum.
My friend down there was originally brought in here for a debt to be repaid, and now she's being branded a murderer of an emperor to the north.
Oh,
a complete fabrication, I might remind you.
Well, I'm not responsible for what they're brought in for. I mean, all I know is that she came in of her own free will, and she
and now is being kept here to fight the champion, a little suddenly, I might add.
Well, that is very unusual. I will grant you that it's not very common for somebody after only 3 fights. Although, I do believe that when she was first brought in, the suspicion was that she would probably die in the first round. And after she so successfully and skillfully dispatched 2 other gladiators, well, it's clear that she is indeed quite a formidable combatant. That might have a lot to do with it.
Well, she's being kept here on false pretenses.
No, she's here to complete 3 fights to clear a debt. Who she fights was never ever determined. That was never decided upon. There's nowhere listed who the combatants are. That is purely at the discretion of the ranking commission.
And who runs the ranking commission?
Oh, various different nobles here in the city, merchants.
Can I have a list?
Oh, I couldn't provide that. That would be a little bit more than my job's worth to reveal information like that. If I was to become unemployed, I'd lose my home, I'd lose everything I own. No way to support myself, I'd have no income.
I feel for you, I really do, but I think you'd survive.
Oh,
Here's
no,
the situation.
I'd have to move to the outer city. I couldn't afford to pay the rent. No, it's quite impossible, I'm afraid. I can't go disclosing information like that. It's not public record, after all.
Well, I will just say this right now. The way you and the people of this Coliseum run things is all going to be coming to an end very soon. I guarantee it.
I don't think so. Besides, I'm just a humble clerk here doing my
humble
job.
My ass, and I'm just going to walk out.
Alrighty.
Not having any of that shit.
He just smiles as you leave and realizes he's probably not going to see any more money from your pocket. Okay, so you guys, Racer, they emerge from the Coliseum.
Okay. So, what did she decide?
She doesn't think that we'd have enough time to get her out of the fight by tomorrow. So I offered the advice that you gave, plus a little some of my own, and I guess she's going to have to do the fight. She seemed to be okay with it, even though she was not okay with it. You understand? You know what I mean? She was resigned to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that we can't change at this late hour, so... I guess that's that.
All right. I guess we'll stand on the sidelines and watch her potentially die.
All right, so are you guys you gonna head back to the seedy little tavern, find a place here to stay? What's the deal?
I kind of want to stay here.
Like here inside the city?
Yeah,
or do you
here
want to
inside the
loiter
city.
with intent outside the Coliseum until the early wee hours of the morning?
Front row.
No, there's a tavern in here, right?
There are more than one.
Well, let's stay at one of those. What do you say, guys? I wanna-
The guy told you that there. The guy at the gate told you that there was the thirsty raven or the staggering stag.
Let's do the first one.
Where is it?
I'm gonna ask the guards at the front of the Coliseum. It's like, where's your inn?
Okay, he looks at you. He says, and what one are you looking to stay in, sir?
The closest one to the Coliseum.
Ah, well, the closest one, that would be the Thirsty Raven. He said if you go back to the main gate, take a right, it's your second building down on the left-hand side.
Thank you, good sir.
Alrighty.
Just gonna travel there.
Alright, well you come up outside the large establishment. Let's move to that, shall we? Oh, that's the Stagger Inn. We don't want that. We want the Thirsty Raven. And let's move you guys inside. Alright. I just realized I have not revealed the area for you. There you go. Boom. Done. Alright, unlike the establishment that you just came from, this is extremely clean and well-to-do. It has a nice polished ebony bar with a metal brass rail around it. The tables are all nice and clean. Apparently there's fighting going on in the background. You know, they're really into their. They're watching the you know, they're watching the fights from last night on big screen. Let's turn that off. Okay, but yeah, this is an entirely different establishment. As soon as you walk in, the smell of roasted chickens hits your nostrils. At the back, you can see it is an incredibly well-stocked array of wine, numerous barrels of ale. There is basically the innkeeper. He's probably in his late 50s. He has brown hair, but he is extremely well dressed in like a blue woolen tunic. There is another woman with black hair who appears to be holding a tray and doing her best to keep up with things. There is also a younger girl, probably around 20, huge locks of blonde hair. Physically looks similar, partially to, like, looking at her, you can see resemblance to the innkeeper and also the girl holding the tray, or the woman holding the tray, leading you to believe that this could possibly also be some kind of family-run establishment.
Are there
Ladies?
any? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was no. Ask your question.
I was going to say, the people. I'm going to assume because it's a more of an upscale inn that the people are probably of a higher.
There are one or two that still look a little common and plain, but yes, for the most part, there are several people here that are definitely better dressed. Maybe you wouldn't go as far as to think that any of them are hierarchy or nobility. There's nobody that's really well dressed, but obviously people in here are somewhat well-to-do.
Any guards?
No. And there is no bodyguard or doorman either. Or at least there's nobody wearing guard's livery. There could, of course, be one off duty here, but if
I'm
he's
just going
not...
to kind of lean in and be like, we should go to a different inn.
Why?
What?
I have,
I mean,
Looks nice.
I have a crazy idea.
I was gonna say that this would be difficult considering the only free table is in the middle of the room. And I look at Risa.
That better not
That's
be why
probably
Risa-
why she doesn't want to stay here.
Is that why you don't want to stay here? Is that your crazy idea? Is that you want a corner to have your back up against?
I don't appreciate that, but I understand why you said it.
I wasn't. There's no offense.
It's not the
Try-
reason. I have better ideas than needing a corner.
No, please.
Okay, let's talk outside
Okay.
so we don't
Point
stand
to
in
the
the
direction
doorway.
of the next inn.
Okay.
Let's go to the next inn.
There's no room at the inn.
I'm so flummoxed right now, but I'm just going with it.
And they
This
were
one's far too soft.
and they were sent away. There was no room at the inn. Okay. All right. Well, where do you want to figure out where the next one is?
Okay, so I would like to find a guard and ask.
Okay. He says, well, the only other decent tavern or inn here is the Staggering Stag, but that's on the far eastern end of town. Not far from the eastern gate, in fact.
What kind of folk usually regular the inn?
Well, the Staggering Stag is, it bears the name of royalty. It's probably the nicest establishment we have here.
Thank you, and I'm just going to start heading towards it.
I will follow mystified.
I will too with the horse and cart. That's apparently we started.
All right.
Side
Yeah,
glance
I'm
to
walking,
Radavan.
so as soon as you catch up, I'll hop on, but I just started walking.
Okay.
What is going? Raisa?
Right. I'm assuming that you're going to basically once you get close to the eastern gate, you're going to ask directions again.
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty. Yeah, and they lead you down to this huge establishment here. Okay. It is a grand building. It is quite large. It is 5 stories tall. Probably the most stories you've ever seen on an inn. There is, in fact, one of the king's guards in the royal livery standing outside the door.
Alright. Risa, I'm following you.
Okay, so
'cause-
when we get off the cart, I'm gonna look to them, and I have like serious face on. This is not normal. I'm gonna look to them both. And I'm gonna say, "We need a meeting with the king, right?"
for many reasons, yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm just gonna go in the inn.
All right, let's go in the Staggering Stag. Okay. Right. As I said, this inn is at least 4 times the size of the one that you just left. It has a huge, big, open fire pit in the middle that the smoke is actually like going up through kind of like a canopied hole in the roof. There's 2 entire pigs being spit roasted on it. There's a plethora of tables in the middle, but numerous large tables dotted all the way around as well. The bar is, again, twice as big and twice as large as the one that you just came from. There is immediately to your left, there is actually like a entire taxidermy of a stuffed stag. And there's a stag's head that's actually mounted on the wall behind the bar. The whole stag motif is definitely being thrown out here. Also, immediately you notice there's 2 doors, double doors leading in. The ones you came on, there is a guard immediately to your right, although he's a town guard, not a royal guard. And at the other end, at the other door, there is also another guard. So either this inn potentially has more trouble, or they just care more about preventing it.
I'm gonna nudge Kian and point at the table where there's no one sitting. in the
Stop
corner.
pushing me.
There's a table. Risa,
Okay.
over there.
I'm gonna come here and sit.
Do you want us to come with you? Yes. Okay. Raisa. Okay. I join Raisa at the table, perplexed.
There's a bigger table over
This
there.
sounds good.
Okay.
Weird.
What's on your mind?
So I want to take a. If the wench is gonna come over.
All right. Yep. A woman probably in her early 20s. Kind of a dirty blonde. She got dirty blonde hair. Incredibly attractive. Almost as attractive as Kia, in fact.
Is she elvish?
Nope. Which in your
More
eyes
attractive.
makes her more attractive. I knew that was coming. She kind of wanders over and politely curtsies as she arrives at your table. She doesn't have a tray or anything like that. She says, "Welcome to the Staggering Stag." She says, "I am one of the proprietors. My name is Silva Crosa. This is my husband," as she kind of points behind the bar. My husband, William, who is clearly considerably older than her. He is probably late 30s, possibly in his 40s, so there's a little bit of cradle snatching going on here, if that's what you're into. He doesn't look like an innkeeper. He's ruggedly handsome. He has a scar, like a hook-shaped scar on his face, that it looks like some kind of cosmetics have been used to at least attempt to cover it up. But again, he is... he's got rugged good looks. I mean, you could see why she would find him attractive, and it's obvious why he finds her attractive. But, you can hear him talking to the patrons, and he is also very articulate. He doesn't sound like the typical innkeeper. He is more... oh, good gracious me, what a terrible thing to hear. Okay, but anyway, she says, what can we get you this evening?
I don't know.
Ale all around, please.
She says, do you have any preference?
Whatever's good, and a water as well.
So, 3 ales and 1 water, or 2 ales and 1 water? Okay. And would you be dining this evening?
I'll have what you're cooking. I point over.
Oh, well, we have a
All
very...
of it, please.
She says, of course, we have a very full and skilled kitchen staff, but we do indeed have some seasoned roast boar that is roasting as we speak. That's what that
Wow,
splendid aroma is.
sounds great.
She says,
You
very
have
well.
any Italian?
Italian.
Okay, no, roasted boar is good, thank you.
Please.
No, I'm not familiar with Italian, but if I'm sure if you can give me instructions, I could have our chef make something for you.
It's just roasted boar in a different language.
Oh,
Don't worry about
okay.
it.
Do forgive me. I'm not that educated, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's alright.
Weber, thank you for the follow. Says, well, if you would hold on just a moment, I will fetch your drinks and bring you some plates, and you can carve the boar yourselves if you'd like. Of course, I'll do it for you if you prefer, but... I'll do it for you, don't worry. Enjoy yourselves, I'll be back momentarily.
We're so bad with wenches.
All right.
Oh.
So I would like to check out this table and the people.
Alrighty. Glancing over to it, the one on the far left, this guy. Okay, he's well dressed, although fairly plainly dressed. Looks like he's probably in his late 50s. Rather scrawny, skinny-looking fellow. The person sitting next to him, definitely younger, probably in his 30s. A little bit broader, well-built, reasonably good-looking for I wouldn't call him foppish, but he clearly takes care of himself. Looks like a medieval metro. The guy sitting next to him, he's wearing a extremely fine gold inlaid waistcoat, but he's got bare arms. He's quite muscular. He's wearing kind of golden circlets around his wrists, and he is also extremely well dressed. He's got graying hair too, but he doesn't look like he's that old. He looks like he's probably only in his late 20s. Maybe he was just unfortunate that way.
Alright, and this table, please.
Alright, on this table, there are a couple of very overly dressed individuals. The gentleman sitting right here, he is pretty much dressed in like a big fine purple cloak. He has a circular hat with a feather in it, probably in his late 60s. The woman sitting across from him is equally well dressed, but again, probably half his age. But she's not the most attractive looking woman. Not ugly, but she's not particularly attractive.
Perfect.